Hey, what's up? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. I have my badge on right here, my National Guild of Hypnotists, certified hypnotherapist also. And reason why I have it on today is because I want to talk about something that I'm seeing. I've seen it a lot, but I want to kind of break it down because this is going to help you to be able to move forward with getting your credit, number one, repaired and understanding what credit repair is and what credit building is. Because a lot of people just have this uh, misconception that credit repair is also credit building, and that's not the truth. Credit repair is credit repair. Building your credit is building your credit. And I think that the reasons why people have problems identifying it is because they don't know. And I have my National Guild of Hypnotists badge on because I want to talk about something that I learned in school. And I have a book here that I'm going to talk about just briefly. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to go too deep in it. But I'm going to hold up this piece of paper. And this is the thing with that piece of paper that I just held up, what I learned in school and what I learned from reading the books with this one here with Matthew Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics, uh, what I learned is that people are going to see only on this paper, some people are going to see the words big, some people are going to see them small, and some people won't even see them at all. And it's all based off of their experience in life. What have they experienced? So if you have a person who has grown up in a family that did not manage money, that did not have good credit, that did not know how to build credit, I could put it on paper, show it to you, explain it to you. You can read about it in books, but deep down inside, you will not accept it. And it talks about that in the book, and I learned that in class, is that if someone subconsciously believes that they cannot have something, if they subconsciously they are what people say they are, that they have a low self perception about themselves, they identify in a different way. Like they could consciously try to be this way, like consciously I have good credit, like the fakers. I have good credit. I buy all of this stuff. I got all the watches and the clothes, and I got the car that I can't afford. But they're doing that to cover up what they lack on the inside. And what ends up happening is that individual ends up really going back to who they are. That's why you'll have people get all the stuff that they can't afford, and it's not this will trip you out. People will get all the things that they can't afford, mess up on the payments, get stuff repossessed because that's who they really identify with on the inside. It's like a self-destructing mechanism. Like here's an example. There's a on the wall, there is a thermostat, and that thermostat is set to 72 degrees. When it drops uh, below 72 degrees in the winter, it will turn on all of the heat in the office building to get back to 72%. In the summer, if it goes to go to 72 degrees, in the summer, if it goes over 72 degrees, goes to 73 degrees, it's going to turn on the air conditioning system to go to 72 degrees. It's going to cool it off. Your mind, our mind does the same thing when it with credit, with debt, with our finances, with how much money we make, with how much money we spend, with the way that we handle our money, with the way that we feel about investing in things to bring us money, to invest, to make our lives better, to give us freedom. All of that is internal. We think that is external. We think that is external. So if an individual goes out, has a good job, and they start to buy things, all of this stuff to look a certain way, believe it or not, if that individual gets into trouble financially, that individual has a poor internal, subconscious, self-perception of themselves. I know I'm blowing your mind right now. Some of you may not get it. Some of you may not even get it. But if you think about it, just like say, Steve, let me pause the video and let me just think about my life and what I have done. And some people might say, well, you just didn't know how to handle money. Well, that's a deep internal mechanism. So even like you have a poor mechanism inside. So even if you get money, you have a poor internal perception. Your thermometer on the inside is going to bring you back to what your perception of yourself is on the inside. We see it with sports people. We see it with actors. We see it with musicians. We see it with regular, ordinary people who have good jobs and they end up being a slave to their job because they have a poor internal mechanism. They can't even save any money. And the only way that they can even save any money is if they just take it and give it to the 401k, because if they didn't do that, they would not have the internal ability to save any money. I'm just telling you how it is. So when I hold up this and the words are small and the words are big, the words are small, or the words you can't even see, that shows the self-perception that you have with yourself. So now let's get into it for credit repair. How can we utilize that understanding to help us be able to get into the right mindset to go forward with repairing our credit? The first thing is that you have to deeply understand where you are at with your credit. Like, don't just, I mean, you could do a review with somebody. You could do a review with somebody, but that's really the surface. When you look at it, and you say, well, this is stuff that I did. Like, you need to accept, if it's not ID theft, you need to accept this is stuff that I did. And there's this old saying that if I messed up for 5 years, it could take me 5 years to fix that mess. And the old saying, a lot of people get it confused with that old saying. They think that it would take 5 years, let's just say for credit and debt, that it could take 5 years to fix that problem. No, the problem, this is it. The problem is that it could take 5 years for you to fix the reputation of that problem that you had built for yourself. So you could repair your credit in 3 to 6 months. You could repair your credit in 1 year. But if you messed up for 5 years, it could take 5 years to fix that problem. Let me give you an example. Have you ever got fixed your credit, applied for credit, and it said you were denied? And the reason that you got denied was because, yeah, you might have some new accounts on there, but you don't have any payment history. So you actually repaired your credit, applied for credit, got denied, felt that you would get approved, but you didn't get approved because you didn't have any enough payment history or established credit for a long enough period of time. So that goes back to that old saying. If you mess up for a number of years, it could take you a number of years to fix that. And what I always add to that old saying is that you might as well start today. You might as well start today, because one of the things that people for some reason let just fly over their head is that they don't know if you start today or you don't start today, tomorrow's going to come, the next day, the next day, the next day, the year, next year, the 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And you can wake up and look up and you haven't done nothing, and another year has passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, 4 years passed, 5 years passed. So it's better to start today. It's better to start today and to have the understanding that your situation is going to be totally different than someone else's situation, and that you need to start recognizing and getting in your mind what credit repair is. Credit repair is not building credit, and building credit is not credit repair. And you need to start exposing yourself so you can start awakening your mind and your subconscious mind and understanding what success with credit looks like for you. What is it looking like internal? Like, what is your deep rooted understanding about how you think uh, credit is? And then you need to take action steps. Either get with somebody or when you talk with us, because this is one of the parts of the business that I didn't even expect to happen that makes us different than other companies is the counseling that we give to people. Now, other people give credit repair counseling, or let's show you how to boost your scores. That we talk about that too. But what the part that I'm talking about is the counseling on how you have to be thinking through the process. See, if it was something that you already knew, you wouldn't have any anxiety. You would just be like, oh, I'm just along for the ride. I'm just gonna just listen 100% to what you tell me to do because I've done it before. Most people think they've done it before and they haven't done it before. And they have this impression in their mind. And so when we tell them things, they either think of it like this, they either think of it like this, or they don't even see it at all. And that's where that counseling that we do comes into like it's like a big benefit of our company because we're actually showing people, getting it in their mind, like that this is what has to be done, and you need to accept it so you can move forward. So you don't have another 6 months, another year to be waiting to have this benefit, this change in your life. Like it's always gonna feel a little bit different. It's gonna feel not normal. It's going to kind of have a weird feeling to you. And that's because you haven't deeply internalized the change that's about to happen. But I'm telling you, when you deeply internalize that change that's about to happen, that good that's about to happen for you will see that, okay, I learned something new. I really learned something new. I became stronger. I know what I want and I see it clearly because a lot of people can't even see it clearly. And that's one big benefit that I didn't even think about with my company that I said, this is something that we got to do. Don't just tell the people like stuff about credit building and all that. No, let's talk to them about how they need to be feeling, how they need to be feeling through this process and like guide them through the process so they can make that mental change. All right. So if you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com to watch my video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my two-phase settlement process. And if you need your credit portion scores, go to the website the number 3scores.com. Get your TransUnion Equifax Experian credit reports and scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab my 3-pack of letters. I have an updated version. I have a regular version if you can't afford to do the $29.95 for the updated version. They will both work. Just the updated version is more updated to what's going on, and I wanted to make sure that that group of letters is not being purchased by debt collectors, even though they might purchase it. But at least I will know who's buying that group of letters. Uh, Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Please share it. Hit the notification bell. I need you no matter what. When one of my videos pop up, go to it, see it. If it's something that interests you at that time, watch it. If not, it will allow the algorithm to show and help other people that need this help. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.